Welcome back. The House of Representatives elects a new leader amid corruption allegations against several congressmen. With a commanding 253 votes, Isabela Representative Boji Dia replaced Martin Romualdez as House Speaker. But 28 lawmakers abstained, including Kabataan Party List Representative Rene Co. She now joins us via Zoom. Congresswoman, good to finally have you. Thank you so much for your time.
Hello po, magandang gabi. Maraming salamat po sa pag-imbita.
Anytime. Unang-una po, Congresswoman, bakit po abstain ang inyong naging boto?
Well, sa amin bilang part ng minority bloc, masaya kami sa posisyon namin na tuloy-tuloy yung aming gawain sa committees, sa Committee on Appropriations lalo, na critical doon sa spending ng administration. And ang analysis nga namin, even though may change in leadership in the House Speaker, as long as the system persists, which is the system of private contracting, of infrastructure, and other services, wala pong pagbabago. So, bahagi po kami ng nag-abstain and pinanghahawakan yung gantong trabaho sa loob ng Kongreso at syempre sa labas.
Para ho ba sa inyo, Congresswoman, isa itong cosmetic change na bagay po na inilarawan, if I'm not mistaken, ni Congressman Marcoleta. And let me add to that, si VP Sara ay sabi, same-same lang daw itong naging reaction niya sa pagpalit ng speakership ng House.
Well, siguro ang important distinction to note ay meron tayong recognition that there are different cliques in the Marcos ruling clique. And may lumalalang infighting sa loob. The change in House leadership is one aspect of that. And at the same time, naniniwala kami na yung change in House leadership, it is a way to pacify the people, to provide a sort of illusion na merong pagbabagong mangyayari. But ang mas nakikita pa namin, decisive yung pressure na minount ng public, ng mamamayang Pilipino that forced this hand. So ang kailangan ay mas ipakita pa ng mga mamamayan yung kanilang galit laban sa korupsyon. And one thing for sure, this change in leadership will not pacify and hindi rin magbabago sa attendance ng protests this coming September 21 and future actions beyond.
All eyes nandyan po sa bagong speaker kung anong kanyang mga susunod na hakbang. Para po sa inyo, Congresswoman, ano ho ang kanyang dapat gawin para nga doon sa ilan, sinabi yung kanyang speech ay maganda naman daw, para po, kumbaga, walk the talk?
Well, una, meron tayong mga questions and criticisms in relation to how the different institutions, agencies have used their budget. Ang isang unang nakikita kong pwedeng sign ng commitment ay may institutional changes na ipopropose ang Kabataan, ang Makabayan Bloc. Gusto nating ma-reflect ito sa magiging resulting budget. Ikalawa, yung ating ongoing na pananghahawakan that this 250 billion pesos that came from flood control projects, which I may add, the historic high ng proposal ng flood control projects and is a significant chunk din ng dapat na 1.5 trillion pesos na ilalaan sa flood control since Arroyo, and 1 trillion of which came from the Marcos Jr. administration. I-realign sa education, sa kalusugan, sa pabahay, at everything else na necessary for the daily subsistence and pamumuhay ng mamamayang Pilipino. But again, despite these, unless tanggal talaga at the roots yung problema, which I can discuss as this interview goes on, these changes are incremental and won't change the fact that contractors exist. Contractors have a incentive to profit and will find holes in the law to continuously exploit them for their own benefit.
Katulad po ng ilang mga panukalang batas coming from the former Senate President Chis Escudero and now si Majority Leader Sandro Marcos, hindi ho ba meron silang bill ngayon that they are putting forward that prohibits rather relatives from participating in government projects until the fourth degree? Do you think something like that will work if it's passed into law?
We actually passed a similar bill, no? And I'd say na isa kami sa mga nauna this 20th Congress.
I see.
Dahil we actually filed it noong June 30, first day of the 20th Congress, bilang show of force na ito yung ating priority legislation.
Okay.
But yes, isa po ito sa mga nakikita nating steps na magka-curb ng malalang korupsyon. Pero let me be clear, no, na hindi ito yung magsosolve ng korupsyon. But tama, ang amin din ay fourth degree of consanguinity and affinity, yung pagbabawal natin na tumakbo kung meron ng ganong mga relatives na nakaupo sa local and national positions.
Right.
Ang nakikita natin, no, ginagawa kasing business ang pagpasok at pag-upo sa politika.
Okay.
Ginagawang profiteering machine ang government either through passing policies and laws that will be beneficial to their business. Kung ano mang mga fields yan. And two, directly, no, pangurakot sa mga projects, sa kickbacks, or even sa salaries ay diretso ito sa bulsa ng ilan at hindi po ito magkakaskade doon sa dapat na proyekto, dapat sa benepisyo na nakita ng mga constituents at mamamayang Pilipino. And so, alongside political dynasties,
Yeah.
clipping them, no, there must be something done sa kung paano ba
Okay.
hindi dapat any lang papasok sa party lists, no?
Congresswoman,
And
yes, let me cut
magre-represent
you
ang
there.
sectors.
That was a lot that you were saying, that a lot came to mind, no? And I hope we have you here one day so we can discuss further. But two things that come to mind. When you were talking about that, ginagawa na tong kalakaran, ginagawa na tong profiteering, dalawang bagay. Number one, the political dynasty, and number two, the party list system, which you actually really mentioned just now. Let's zoom in, let's focus on that just very briefly. Panahon na ho ba talaga at papaano, hindi, siguro iibahin ko po yung tanong ko, papaano ho ba natin ipapatupad na gawin na pong batas ang nakasulat sa 1987 Constitution na magkaroon naman lang ng enabling law na pagbawalan na ang mga political dynasties? That's my first question.
Siguro dalawang atake yung gusto nating makita. No? Number one, merong existing Supreme Court decision that is making it, sige, mamaya na yun. Merong definition na ng political dynasties if you really look at what a definition looks like. No? In SK Reform Law, bawal na tumakbo yung SKs na may relatives sa local and national positions to the second degree of affinity and consanguinity. Kung definition lang pag-uusapan natin, andyan na siya. No? And the Constitution says that political dynasties are prohibited as may be defined by law.
Right.
Pwede pong isang atake ng mga civil society organizations ay to argue na this definition exists, i-operationalize na natin. And ikalawa, syempre, yung on the legislative side, passing a bill that will prohibit political dynasties and making it very clear, no, that this is the definition and dapat sumunod. Ang problema natin dito ay karamihan ng mga lawmakers ay miyembro ng political dynasties.
All right, and
Diba?
I have a minute left. And partyless groups, paano ho ba mapanatili ang totoong diwa what it was really envisioned to be? Because it's obviously what it isn't. It isn't what it is supposed to be.
Kailangan po magkaroon ng party list reform law kung saan ang mga totoong representante ng mga sektor, totoong advocates nito and may clear track record for their campaigns ang makaka-represent sa mga interests and sectors na to. At hindi kung sino-sino lang, hindi kung sinong contractor and sasabihin nila, I'm for this advocacy, pero totoo wala. Kailangan po may law to this so that ma-empower ang COMELEC, ma-empower din yung mga sectors at the end of the day.
Tanungin ko po kayo, ilan ho ang party list representatives now in the 20th Congress?
There are 64 now, no, with the entrance of Gabriela Women's Party representing the women.
Right.
Sector.
Yan po yung pinakabago. Out of the 64, Congresswoman ko, ilan po para sa inyo ang legit na party list representatives?
Well, I'd like to say we're three, no? Kami sa Makabayan Bloc. Us for youth, Gabriela Women's Party for women, ACT Teachers for the teachers. I'd like to point to everyone yung kontradaya findings, no, that out of the 150 plus party lists that tried to run ng 2025 elections, napaka-konti lang ng totoong representasyon ng mga iba't ibang sektor. And more than half are actually dynasty fronts, corporation fronts, and contractor fronts. So mas yun na lang po yung I'd like to speak, no, in my behalf sa studies which has decisive numbers po.
Kabataan Party List Representative Rene Coa, thank you so much for joining us.
I hope to join you po and this program on a different day para mas mapag-usapan to. Thank you very much for
We'd
the
like that
opportunity.
too. Thank you. That's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.